usually.
Yeah, me neither. Okay. Let's see. Let's do it.
Oh. Other than his arms popping off, Braun's pretty solid.
I like Braun.
Yeah, Braun's cool. Okay, let me check the show's got a stream here.
Geez, everyone's asking, is this happening for the stream on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm not screwing it up multiple times right now.
Trying to reassure people it is. Ooh, Marvel Legends cable looks good. Wow. That is certainly neat.
Yeah, I just sort of cherry pick the Marvel Legends that I want because there's so few characters coming out that, like, literally the only wave that I have bought the entire wave for was Hulkbuster, and that was it.
Really? I buy... Okay, so in all fairness, that's pretty much what I do too, but I buy an entire wave. I buy a case, and I always split them with my friend. So I'll always get half of a wave.
You know, I've actually bought more waves of DC Universe Classics than I ever did of Marvel.
Have you bought the DC Multiverse figures at all? The new ones? They're actually getting kind of good. Some of them. Started out pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, you know, I gave up pretty... Go ahead.
It wasn't me.
No, I'm just out the chat so I can see it.
Yeah. No, I've just sort of gave up on... I mean, I've dropped all my comics. I'm just not reading anything anymore just because I'm just tired of the crossovers and all the
Rebirth
crap.
is so good. DC. They're killing it.
Well, I mean, I was reading Green Lanterns with Simon and...
I need to catch up. I have all the issues for that. I just haven't read the last several.
I'm just tired of putting money into something that I'm just not invested for. After Avengers Arena, I was pretty much done with Marvel. That just pretty much killed most of my Marvel.
All I have from Marvel is Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider series, and the Vader comic. But that's not really, normal Marvel. It's just Star Wars. I do like the new Ben Reilly series, though. Love me some Scarlet Spider. Don, have you opened Megatron yet?
No, I just got him like about 2 hours ago. FedEx just delivered him.
Gotcha. So you got free shipping. See, the free shipping from Hasbro Toy Shop gets here in a day for me.
Well, I mean, I just ordered it Sunday, and Sunday morning, so the order went through their process on Monday. So I got here to me in 3 days.
That's pretty good.
And this time, it actually had packing material in there.
That's always a plus. Yeah, I get it one day because, the warehouse is only like a couple hour drive from my house.
Well, I was that way when KB Toys was still open because their warehouse is literally 9 miles down the road. But it doesn't help because they had Armada Unicron for $49.99 with free shipping. I ordered it. It went from there at the warehouse to Roanoke, Virginia, which is about 4 hours away, back down to Greensboro, which is another 4 hours back in the other direction, and then an hour on top of that, and then back up to my local post office. So it took a week for it to come 9 miles.
That's how the world works sometimes.
Yeah. But they also had animated Ultra Magnus in stock months before anybody else did. And I had mine at least 2 months before I saw the first listing anywhere else for it.
I just tweeted out the stream if, Eric, you want to, retweet it?
Yeah.
Well, everyone can retweet it, I guess. It's not just one person.
No, only I can retweet it. No one else. It's just my thing.
Okay, fine. You know
Oh, so we're actually streaming now. Oh, cool. I didn't. That took a
We were
second
going
to
live.
set it.
Remember, no swearing. Hello.
Oh man, no.
Well, can we use Ghostbusters words for swearing if we have to? You know, since Bill Murray could say it.
Yeah, right.
I have some ecto cooler like 3 feet away from me.
My
Speaking
personal
of
take on
Ghostbusters.
podcasting has always been keep it PG-13. Throw the occasional word
Yeah.
in there, you get 1F. But we're not doing that on the stream.
All right, we are live, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Do you want to... Okay, so Don was asking what we wanted to start with. We had They had that vintage G1 artwork. If you guys have anything to say about that. Or we could just real quick go into like the crash combiners and then cover all the power.
Yeah, let's leave that. Let's leave the artwork and let people make their own decisions because I mean it's there for a reason, but
yeah,
you know there's a
feel like
lot to
that's-
cover. There's a lot to
I was gonna
cover.
say, I feel like that was gonna be the big thing until we got all those figures dropped, because that was all speculation. Now we have actual stuff. So you want to do the crash combiners real quick?
Yeah, the rescue bot. I want the rescue bot stuff just because it's still chugging along.
Oh, I didn't even see the rescue bot stuff. I should
well,
look
it's just
at that.
wasn't it just the like that play set with like Prime's trailer and they little speedy things, or did they actually have?
Well, there's a picture of the Cyclonus and
Oh yeah.
his his armada, for lack of a better term.
Oh, weren't those in the preview? Yep. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So if that's the one you want to start with, we'll do the robots in the skies and rescue bots preview display night. We'll start with those.
Now we just need a good intro.
Oh, don't worry, I got you covered.
Okay.
Reminds me. Okay. Thanks, Jeremy. Let's see. Take my volume up a little bit. Jeremy just told me my volume was a little low. Do I sound louder to you now, Eric, since you thought I was quiet before?
Yeah, you sound pretty much the same level as us, to me now at least.
Okay. Jeremy, if you hear that and let me know before we start officially, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, that's weird. You can see your video on the stream, but not in the call. I forgot that's how that works.
Oh, I can put it in the... Well, I can put the entire stream video in the call, but...
Bandwidth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although I know I've got more than you, Don.
Yeah. Two styrofoam cups and a piece of fishing line have more than me.
Okay. All right, I got the A-OK from Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. One of our good friends over there at Transmissions.
Oh, yeah.
And also my co-host, the Paladins of Voltron. Can't forget that.
Wait, what's that? Who would podcast about Voltron?
Probably the same kind of person who would podcast about like Star Wars and stuff like that, probably. I'm just saying.
Just lion Voltron,
I mean, lions are cooler than cars, right?
I
That
think
depends
so.
on the car. That depends on the car. Totally take that back.
Not if you're sick of them after 30 years.
I haven't been alive 30 years, so
Jeez, shut
I
up.
haven't reached that point. I haven't even been alive 20 years. I'm not even an adult. I will be Sunday.
Yeah, you fail at adulting.
Yeah, I only have how many more days? 3 days. 3 days till I succeed.
Oh, don't worry. You don't start. You fail at it for a long time after you hit it. Trust me.
That's really encouraging.
Good. Glad to help.
Okay, soon the world will be perfect when we all have our Death's Head 2 figures, you know?
Starting.
We all-
I'm just going to look at you for that and just glare evilly.
All right, start a recording in case Brian needs some audio later. And okay, let's kick it off. 3, 2, 1. This is the Independent Broadcast Robotic Planet live stream for the 2017 Hasbro SDC panel. That's right, RFC has had their time in the spotlight, and now it's time for a third-party alternative to bring you all the action. I am Jason Kirk, a.k.a. not Brian Kilby, and joining me is Aramis Prime, a.k.a. Eric, a.k.a. not XV.
Sure.
But like all good third-party alternatives, we know it's always best to have tie into the original. So we have with us the man, the myth, the legend. Perhaps you've heard of him, Headmaster Don.
These are stolen IP.
Yeah, living proof that I will do any podcast if anybody asks.
That is definitely one way to look at it, Don. That's a really good point.
Plus, I get a chance to show off the big guy behind me there, so, you know.
Yeah, why don't you give... I'm sure you'll talk about it tonight on, that official RFC cast you guys do, but what is that behind you? Is that that looks like a giant planet robot, isn't it?
It's a giant planet robot in as Lugnut would say, glorious G2 colors. And basically, it's Cybertron, a.k.a. G2 Primus. And beside him is the Last Night Hound and Megatron that came from the good folks at FedEx today, so... Thank you, FedEx, for delivering it. Appreciate it.
Those are both the Voyagers, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I
guess
found
there's no Leader Hound, huh?
There is if you look at the Wajang version.
Yes, that's very true.
Because, we are a third-party podcast, so,
yes.
We're all down for that.
Yeah, so we're going to be slumming today and talking about this first-party stuff that's in San Diego.
I know.
Such
I know.
standard.
Well, like I said, we're lowering our standards, but... there is for first party stuff. There's some interesting stuff going on in the reveals.
Yeah, if you like that first party stuff. Well, first of all, things kind of got kicked off last night. They had a bit of a nighttime preview, if you will, where we got Rescue Bots and Robots in Disguise figures. So,
was there any new Robots in Disguise stuff?
Well,
I don't think there was. Because I looked at it, I didn't notice any. At least I breezed through those stuff. So I could have missed something.
Well, I think the Optimus Prime for Rescue Bots, the Optimus Prime, and then the smaller, the small little flip changers for the Rescue Bot characters are new. For Robots in Disguise, I think that's our first really good look at Cyclonus and his armada. I think that's what most people are calling all those drones that attach to him is basically his armada.
Which
Galvatronus, right? The combiner's called Galvatronus, right? That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I think this is our first real good look at the how it all looks. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of great pictures of Minosaur in there. Picture of Mega B, which is something.
It's not awful.
It's perfect for the kids. It's designed for. So we'll just put it there. It's not for us, but it was never meant to be. So there.
Yeah.
We've got some other good pictures. We've got a couple of the couple of new figures. The new Optimus Prime that comes with a Minicon that slightly becomes like a mass style weaponized form. And then you've got a new Soundwave in the three-step process. You've got that. You've got. I was trying to find the picture of. I know we've seen it, but the Twinferno was shown.
Yeah, there's a Legion Twinferno now, right?
What's that?
That was a new thing that they showed last night. Legion class Twinferno.
Oh, Legion class. Okay.
Yeah, there's a Legion now. That's right. There was new things. I was wrong.
Yeah. So Robots in Disguise is still plugging away. It's just a shame no one knows it exists, stuck at the time slot it's in. But
I like it.
Yeah, and then of course we're getting repaints of the Crash Combiners. The Optimus and Strong Arm are getting a repaint. There's that repaint of the Autobot jet team as Decepticons.
Shocknado. Oh man, they're killing it with the names.
Yeah, and when you look at our gallery at T-Formers for this this RID stuff, there's a blue I'm not sure if it's a blue Decepticon. I'm not sure who it is. I haven't seen a tag yet for the individual names. It's a blue Decepticon and I'm guessing their drag strip, which is yellow. That thing is almost as hideous as Sam's Club Omega Prime. It's not quite out of color balance as Omega Prime was, and everyone knows how much I love the RID Optimus and Mega Optimus and Ultra Magnus. That's hideous. I'm sorry. Blue, yellow, and red. No. Colin Baker's coat looks better than that.
Oh, the Doctor Who references start already. But yeah,
Yes.
I've got the picture up on the stream right now, and those are some. I mean, the way the colors, it just kind of looks like he's wearing like hammer pants or something.
Yeah. I mean, that actually kind of helps. It's like, it's a shame. It's a shame that Robot isn't renamed something like Hammer and he becomes Pants. So that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to work at Men's Warehouse as a clothing consultant, and if I had put that outfit together, I would have been fired. Let's just say that.
That would have been a good way
You
to
gave
go out.
fashion advice?
Yeah. Yes. There is no tie to pull that outfit together. Trust me on that.
No
But,
time in existence.
there is no tie. But a lot of interesting things, a lot of stuff for the kids, which I'm real happy of. There's the Legion to Inferno, which I'm looking forward to getting the regular one.
Yeah.
Because these last couple waves of Warrior class figures, with Bisque, and then you got the repaint Thermidor. We've seen a strong arm repaint in the show called Nitra, which will be nice to see if we get her. You've got the Starscream and then Skywarp.
Hopefully Thundercracker.
Hope Thundercracker will be coming soon. So they are, Bludgeon should be. Yeah, I've actually seen Bludgeon on the stores. So
What?
yeah, I saw him while I was traveling. I think to Jolana.
Wow.
But I forgot to go back and may not have been Jolana. I remember seeing him recently, like in the last month or two, but I can't remember where I saw it because I was like in a hurry to do something, and I just thought, okay, I'll come back and get it tomorrow, and I just never did. But so yeah, a lot of good Robots in Disguise stuff. Lots of good for the Rescue Bot. And again, I'm glad to see Rescue Bots still going after the show's over. It will be continuing with Rescue Bots Academy, although unfortunately with a whole new voice cast.
Yeah,
which
I saw that.
I really don't approve of, Hasbro, because I know you're cost conscious, but you do have some movie money coming in. You could dump a little bit towards that to keep the same actors. But
yeah, although I guess I saw somewhere that this is exactly what they did with like I think the Unicron trilogy used all non-union voice actors and stuff too. So it's not something they've never done before, but yeah, that voice cast was. I mean, we're losing Steve Bloom. That's never good.
Yeah, I mean that's like one of the things you don't like. What not to do in a cartoon? Lose Steve Bloom. That's
right.
just
They're losing Peter Cullen too, aren't they?
Yeah,
I thought
Cullen
Peter
will be
Cullen was
gone.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, they specifically said they're going to recast Optimus Prime. Although he's going to be in. Oh, this is something else we can talk about, I guess, real quick. Is he's going to be in the next when they do the Titan Returns whatever thing on Machinima or Go 90.
Which everyone's so excited for.
I have some issues with the casting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The casting is just like a who's who of voice acting. It's just I'm worried about the show they're going to be in.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you like Windows 95 screensaver frame rate cartoons, you're going to be golden. But other than that,
at least we know what we're going into, and we know not to have expectations.
And Eric, just so you know, Windows 95 was back in the day. Windows had a program called. This is long before your time, I know. There was a program called Windows 95 that ran on your computer.
Yeah, yeah, and well, maybe now we'll get Windows 98 graphics like under Real Media, so we have something to shoot. We have something to shoot for.
Still before I was born, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
So,
go ahead, Don. Were you gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say just a reminder to everybody. Hasbro has announced their Comic-Con discount, which is good up until August 18th, except for the exclusives.
10%.
So 10% off. So if you use the check code Comic-Con 2017 at Hasbro Toy Shop, you will get 10% off your order. So that's just something for all of our fans out there as just a heads up if you are because I did pick up this week. Like I said, the Voyager Megatron was in stock at Hasbro Toy Shop. So if you're looking for that Voyager Meg or Hound, check back because he's been coming in and out of stock the whole week, really.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they put up some of the most recent wave of Titans Returns too, but because I got my Hot Rod, actually I got pretty much all of Wave 3 off of that, and then I haven't seen any new waves since then, so it'd be nice if those popped up with a 10% off discount. I'd take that.
They have a ton of new Marvel Legends too, like all the new waves of Marvel Legends, if that's your thing.
There you go. And we know it's Eric's thing, so someone out there likes it. All right, so we moved from last night into this morning, where Hasbro had their breakfast. Where it wasn't just Transformer stuff; they had other stuff out too. But we started getting some stuff. We started getting images of actual toys.
Oh man,
yeah.
So Power of the Primes photos, they're here.
Yep. And we finally learned what was hinted at, all those months ago when the name was revealed. It looks like what's going to happen is they're continuing with the interconnectability of going from Combiner Wars to Power of the Primes, where Jesse, you can probably explain it better than I can because you've been dealing with this a little bit. I've been playing catch up all morning in between other things going on. So why don't you take it over from there?
Well, I know that. So they're going to have, instead of Titan Masters, now they're going to be Prime Masters. So these are these are basically actually they're about Legends. I don't know. They're kind of a combination of Legends.
Prime Masters are the $5 price point.
The $5 price point.
They're the new Titan Master price point.
Well, it actually looks like we're getting a little more for the price point then, because I'm not sure if I have.
Because
kind of off in the corner.
Yeah. Well, it's like one of the ones pictured was Skullgrin,
right?
Yeah.
Who does transform into a kind of tank bulldozer kind of thing. So I'm thinking you could probably think of these Prime Masters as like your Action Master Elites, kind of. There's a very simple.
They also make a little Pretender shell too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the whole thing is that they're a Pretender because instead of a head, the little bot inside turns into a spark of one of the 12 primes. Which does that mean we're only getting 12 of these? Because we've gotten more.
Well, they are kind of referring to a 13th prime as well, so maybe 13.
Well, true. So they keep having more.
Or is the 13? Now this is a spoiler, obviously, but we're going in spoiler territory here. Skullgrin contains the spark of Liege Maximo,
right?
Yep.
As everybody will remember from the G2 comic, as the big bad that we never really got any more of, except in a few other media. So is he the 13th, or is he one of the fallen, or is he one of the 12 that just fell to evil?
He's one of the 12. They explain this in the video. The 13th Prime is any of the leader classes, essentially, because each one of them has the Matrix, and they said the 13th Prime is whoever has the Matrix, because that gets passed on. That decides who the 13th Prime is, so that's always changing, is what they said.
Oh, great. So, that means the Matrix is going to be Fize's belt again. Everybody gets a chance to wear it.
So Rodimus is going to be the first one we have. Primal's also going to be one that they said eventually we'll get one. But it's weird because all the different price points interact differently. So there's the Prime Masters. They have their little Pretender shell. They're sort of like Titan Masters. But you can take them and put them on the deluxe figures who are going to have armor. And it almost sounds like it's going to be a breast force type thing where you put it on their chest and it's supposed to power them up with the armor. Voyagers are going to have some type of a gauntlet thing where I guess maybe it helps power them up and maybe it's a weapon of some sort. And then the leader class is where it really shines because each leader class has their own special matrix. And you can take out the center. So Rodimus Prime has like a yellow matrix with a normal, typical matrix center. But you can take out that center and put in the Prime Master and make your own special matrix and put it inside of the chest. And the other part of the leader class gimmick is that it's a small robot with armor add-ons to make them leader class size. So you get a Hot Rod, deluxe Hot Rod that gets his trailer turns him into Rodimus Prime, and he has the matrix and everything. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick, Jeremy pointed out in the chat that Liege Maximo was actually reintroduced in the IDW.
Yes, he was.
A couple issues ago in Till All 1, which was funny because at the time he had like one mention in the Windblade tie-in for Revolution, and then all of a sudden he was the big bad who popped up in the book, and then he was only around for an issue, and then he was gone. So I don't think we've seen the last of him in the comics either.
Okay.
Which makes me think we might get a full toy of him eventually.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Could be wrong.
Be kinda nice.
I hope we get a Nova Prime, even though it's not one of the 12.
But I think of all the we've seen, there's a lot of great reveals here, but I think the Rodimus is the one that caught everyone. I wouldn't say off guard, but it's when you think of Power of the Primes, of course you go to Optimus and Rodimus, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing them pull the entire, sort of, it's not quite all self-contained like say Carrie is. Using a third-party example, because Carrie is fully self-contained, so there is a little parts forming, but you do get, like you said, Eric, you do get a deluxe hot rod, and the video that's on T-Formers, you can watch the video, and John Morton talks about that. You're basically you could reenact in toy form the end of the '86 movie where Hot Rod has the Matrix and becomes Rodimus Prime, which is a really good thing to drive the imagination of these kids, because you can have Hot Rod battling, and then he becomes Rodimus, and then he starts kicking everybody's butt, and you get a cool theme song, and I have Carrie, and I think that's a great representation of Rodimus, but I'm looking forward to this Power of the Primes Rodimus just to see the engineering and how they pull it all off.
Well, it looks like he's going to have a bit of a backpack is the only problem I can really see.
Yeah,
but,
I can live with it.
Well, unless... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, Carrie's a great example because his backpack, they do a lot to make sure that collapses to be as flat as possible. So, and that's one of the, that's one of the things that, hey, a third party can do. They can go that little extra distance to get stuff like that, but
just like us.
Yeah, but and again, there's the other there's the point of the fact that you don't display these toys in the back for the most part, so it's not a huge deal.
I didn't even notice it actually.
Well, there's someone, one of the pictures I think was taken distinctively just to show how much of a backpack there is. But that's the thing, like looking straight on, it looks fine. It's a minor gripe in that you got to do something because he does have a full Winnebago on the back of him. So
yeah, and it's not like it's not something we haven't seen before with the original G1 Power Master Prime. Because I mean, if Hot Rod just sort of folds like sandwiches in half and then slides down, and then the arms go on top, kind of like what for Tripredacus. Because if you remember Tripredacus, the beetle, I think with Ramhorn, that became the arms, slid into the top of the Tripredacus torso. So that may be a very similar thing in which the arms just come off and then fit in across the back in a slot or a groove. So it's a little parts forming, but it's nothing that we haven't seen with Power Master Prime just plopping in place.
By the way, the gimmick of a deluxe becoming like a leader class size, they're calling that mortal to prime. So you're going from being a mortal to being a prime, and it makes me really want a Magnus. I know we just got a Magnus toy, but this is the one chance we have to get a white Optimus Prime that gets the armor that makes an Ultra Magnus, and I really, really want that. I feel like this is a line where that could happen.
Well, okay, if let's say there's going to be 2 leader classes per wave, and let's say there's going to be 4 waves, just for ease of math, that's 8 leaders. Yeah, and so who else are they going to be able to make fit this? Because we know we had the fan vote, and there was Optimus Primal 1 as well.
So he's definitely getting 1,
right?
Which they said will happen, yeah.
But there's other characters like Hound was mentioned in that same poll.
I don't see that happening.
I mean, I don't either. But I'm just wondering who are they going to fill out? I mean,
Thunderwing.
Okay, Thunderwing. Well, Thunderwing Optimus going from maybe regular Optimus to Power Master Optimus or some version of that. Hey, maybe we might even get a Fire Convoy RID Optimus out of this.
That'd be cool.
I'd like to see that.
Animal 865 in the chat mentioned Starsaber.
Yeah. That's the one that I remember.
Starsaber.
I have a feeling they might try to do a Deathsaurus. I'm not saying that would work with the gimmick necessarily. Like they might just make some generic robot, but I feel like it's time that we're gonna get a Deathsaurus figure soon. That they might just shove the gimmick in for it. Not necessarily. I know that's not an example where it works like Ultra Magnus necessarily. I just have a feeling we're gonna get one soon. Is what I'm saying.
Well, something else you might want to consider is I know Triptychon was just released, but with this play pattern, and you've got people becoming, mortals becoming gods. Black Zarak, Scorponok, if that could be the next Titan for this, for this line, that play pattern could sort of fit into him, maybe.
I have a feeling we're going to get Primus or Unicron. I just have a feeling that like that ties into the mythology they're doing with the 12 primes and like the 13 primes. I don't disagree. Like I feel like since we still have the little Prime Masters, which are really just Titan Masters with a spark instead of a face on their back, that you could easily just slap a face on there and make it a Titan Master for Scorponok and still make that work. But from a mythology standpoint, I feel like Primus or Unicron is the direction they may be going, and especially with the way the Transformers movies are going, it seems like Unicron is the thing they're trying to bring back.
Yeah. Well, who knows where the movies are going to go now.
That's true. I'm just saying in terms of like a general trend for the franchise that he may be making a comeback into, spotlight. Just saying. Well,
there's been thoughts that he'd be back in the comics for like 2 years now because Roberts especially was dropping what seemed to be hints about Unicron, but he hasn't popped up yet. So they're trying to make us think that.
And another Prime that can pop up would be Vector Prime.
Huh?
That's true. I remember hearing rumors for that. Well, at least no, not rumors, trademarks for that like a year ago. I want to say. Do you remember that when they like registered for the rights to own that name?
Yeah.
Although in all fairness, they did that for Metroplex around that time too. So I mean, I don't know. But who knows what that could mean?
But but Rodimus definitely looks like he is the standout of this initial wave launch. But he's not the only surprise.
No, not indeed. Who are you picking for your next surprise there, Don?
Oh, okay. I guess I'm gonna have to go with the Darkwind and Dreadwing, or Buster and Hydra, if you'd rather call them that. Power Masters. We're getting the Power Master jets
as Combiner Wars remolds.
Yeah, and they look really, really good. I'm really looking forward to getting these in hand. The colors are right. The labeling. Hopefully they're tampos and not stickers, because we've all seen the problem with Hasbro stickers.
Oh yeah.
But they look great. I'm not shocked they're there, but I'm very pleasantly surprised that they got included like in the launch wave.
Mm-hmm. I like the combined plane mode they have too. The jet.
Yeah. Yes. And now, like I said on Twitter, now we're going to see every other commercial will be for these two characters in every show that is on at the time.
Now, do you guys think they're going to retain their combiner limb technology? Like, do you think these can be used as combiner limbs?
Well, let me look at a picture of one, see if they've got the port in the middle.
It looks like they still have the port, but part of it looks... But they also have something else over it, or it's remolded a bit. But it looks like the port's still there. So I have a feeling that they can still do it, I think. Not sure, though.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like the bottom is the port. Now, some of the Combiner Wars characters did have something like a chest would pop over as well. But yeah, that specifically looks like it's right over it. So I don't know if maybe it's something that would flip away when the combiner ports are out, or how they do it. But it sure looks like they kept that part of the engineering intact.
Yeah, I feel like they wouldn't keep the bottom of the combiner peg if they wouldn't keep the top and make it compatible still. Like, there's no reason to not make that its own, like, to just remold the chest to have it in there, since they already did so much remolding.
Yeah.
You don't want to have all that extra spring and parts inside for the combiner peg if you're not going to use it.
And here's something I just thought of. If Darkwind and Dreadwing, I'm always afraid about getting those two mixed up because it's so easy, because they both would be the same real cool names. Yeah. But if those two retain the limb technology, what if we see two more Decepticons in later waves that are the car molds? That could mean if they're I mean, I know they're using mold reuse to get more usage out of the molds and to lower cost per figure. But what if one of the leader class figures, like Legion Maximo, has a torso mode, and then you can combine these characters with the torso mode?
Oh.
I mean,
Huh.
they said, you know, would we ever see combiners again? And they were very coy about it, but they said, you know, we would like to revisit it at some point.
Yeah. So that's just an extra play feature because you've got characters that can combine that are reusing molds, and you could engineer, say, Liege Maximo has a torso mode. He could be kind of like the Galvatron from Unite Warriors or the Cyclonus that they had, and he could force Decepticons to merge with him. So maybe Legion Maximo can force these Combiner War remolds to make another Gestalt that way.
I wouldn't exclude it as a possibility since this line has already taken several of people's theories for what the gimmick would be and just mashed them all together.
Right.
Because I know there's this theory like, oh, there's going to be matrices, there's going to be power-up modes where it's a smaller bot, they have armor and they become a bigger bot. There's going to be like pretenders because there's the little mini pretenders now. Power masters, you know, like I wouldn't, I don't think we can technically rule out anything really at this point because they've made it work for any of the ideas that they wanted so far.
Well,
so.
Hell, the very first Combiner War figures was Superion, and they made Silverbolt one of the best toys of the line. Silverbolt is one of the best toys in Combiner Wars.
Yeah, I remember. I remember going back and like getting a couple of the aerial bots, and was like, oh, okay, this is it. I want the whole thing. So yeah, I had to go and find Silverbolt and stuff too. But yeah, he's fantastic. You're absolutely right, Don.
So, you know, the only thing I'm a little disappointed about this wave is, you know, she was not shown, but, you know, there's still a lot of show left. So we'll go from there.
That's true. We have this panel. Who knows? Maybe she's at the end of Titans Return still, you know? What? You know?
And that's another thing they said. They keep saying Dawn's going to be happy one of these days. They keep saying it's going to happen. So
well,
they kind of have to deliver.
They've been saying that for a long time.
Well, they owe him then, for goodness sakes. Now,
all right, okay.
If she does get announced though, and she's not a headmaster, Titan Master, is that a win or a loss, Don?
Oh, I don't know because apparently there is some rumors going around that she has been confirmed on some Chinese websites as a Titan Master. The small Titan Master. So. At this point, I'm not really expecting a deluxe or above-sized figure, but again, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But you know that's just going to have to wait.
Oh, Rob in the chat just said that he still thinks RC is going to be in one of the other multi-packs, which would be if she's in the same multi-pack that gives me God Bomber, I'll be happy because then I can just get one more and be done once I get my Magnus Prime. Here, hopefully in a couple weeks.
But that would just be the Generations mold again, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, if it's the Titans Return multi-pack, it would be a Titans Return mold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was thinking.
No,
which got me thinking because the display case from last night, where there was nothing new for Titans Return, but the Megatron had the cannon on his shoulder. Which just made me think of G2 Megatron, how much I want that in one of the box sets coming up. I really, really hope that gets made at some point.
Well, I mean, they could reuse that Megatron mold a third time and just do it in G2 colors. That would be a leader for that set. Or a Voyager for that set, I should say. Yeah. Now, someone explain to me this Starscream, because I don't understand... Why does Starscream look like that? Because
okay, so this has not been said, but this is what I'm guessing. I think he's wearing the armor bits, the power-up armor bits that they're talking about.
Right.
Because they said the deluxes don't have theirs. He looks so IDW and stuff, but the way he transforms, that bulk does not make sense as to why. Like, there's no reason they'd make him bulkier than he should be, which he is obviously. And the way I can see it transforming, that stuff just lays on the bottom. It's not important for vehicle mode. So I think that that's armor that's attached, and that can be like used for whatever the gimmick is for the Voyagers. I don't think like I'm what I'm saying is I think he has limbs underneath there that would look more normal. I could be wrong. That's just my guess right now.
So the fists and the feet are like power-up gauntlets and
that's what
jump and super jump boots.
Yeah, that's totally just speculation on my part. I haven't seen anything that makes it look like there is parts under there, but that's my guess because they said the Deluxes and the Voyagers are going to have some kind of armor to put on to bind with the Prime Masters, and that would explain his weird proportions, which I don't hate, actually.
Well, I do think his forearms are a little big, and Warden did specifically point to Starscream when he was talking about how, it'd be on like the arms where the Prime Master would be connecting. So you bring up a pretty good point, Eric. I think hopefully that's it, because I'm with Don. The proportions as they are now don't make a lot of sense, but if they're add-ons, they're then
because it looks
fine.
pretty. It looks like a pretty IDW Starscream to me.
Oh yeah,
with the exception of those proportions. So I feel like they wouldn't just do that for no reason. Like they were just like, oh, let's make this really good IDW Starscream, but hear me out. Let's make his feet and his hands just giant, just cause. Just because we can.
Well, either that or he ate Thunder Punch from the Neo Knights and gained his superpower. So that's.
Oh, that's clearly it.
But the mold looks good. It looks nice.
I mean, I'll be honest. I am so Starscreamed and secret out. I think just as a residual from.
Fan, Don.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's like after so many years of classics and all the BotCon uses and. Then he got the Jetfire remold from the leader class. I'm just a little It looks good. It's just I'm Starscreamed out. I really am Starscreamed out right now.
So you're saying you're not going to buy it?
Not initially. Probably not. It's just, again, if it's cheap and I can Dononomic it and I can't find anything else, maybe.
What if we get the cone heads? Still no, or?
I got my cone heads.
I'm not saying you. Obviously, you have some. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. What don't you have?
Yeah.
Rob mentioned in the chat real quick that Sarah Petra de Roche, who's the artist on Till All Are One, she's actually been working from this design for Starscream. So that, Eric, is why it looks like IDW Starscream. It is it's what she was using to do it. So
I saw her tweet out that even if every figure announced today was a Starscream figure, it still wouldn't be enough. Starscream.
Well, I have one friend. I have one friend who would fight Don over the, Starscreamed out comments. So I won't tell him who said it. I won't tell him.
Is it Melvar?
No, not Melvar.
well, Melvar's more classic Seeker mold. Is more the mold than it is just the character. Now it's just, I mean, it's fine. It's just, jets other than Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. But I will say this: not getting away from Starscream on purpose. The mold right beside of him is very interesting.
Why? Whoever
you not
you
like
talking about, Don? Would that be a certain car who's no longer a Porsche?
Well, he's not a Porsche, but he is very, very, very nice looking. I like that. It almost looks like he is a Combiner War reshell, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't think so.
Yeah. There might just be some design callbacks is what's throwing me, and it's not actually the skeleton. It's just some design cues.
I'm also confused. Is this a Deluxe or a Voyager? I don't think anyone clearly knows yet.
Jazz is the Deluxe.
Is he?
Yes.
Because he's next to the Deluxes, but then someone was saying that whenever the designer, I think John Warden, pointed at Starscream, and he kind of pointed at Jazz too, whenever he was like, yeah, and the Voyagers do this, blah, blah, blah. We haven't seen Jazz with any armor or anything yet, so we don't know whether he has the chest armor that the Deluxes have, or if he has the.
Well, if you look at some of the pictures though, I see what you're getting at, but if you look at the way he's scaled with Darkwing.
Mm-hmm.
They're
he looked
very
a little bigger to me, like not significantly. He just looked like almost like a top spin situation where he's bigger, but not necessarily out of the price point. But if you look at Starscream, it's like he's right in between Starscream and the Deluxes from the pictures I've seen. Totally from the pictures I've seen. That could be just the angle. I would assume he's a Deluxe because that would be odd to get a Voyager Jazz. That just would seem weird, but it looks nice.
Their vehicle modes are. Starscream's definitely a little longer, but they are close. But I'm still pretty sure he's just the deluxe.
I hope he's a deluxe, but part of me is still just confused. I just want the announcement so I can just clearly define it in one.
He might just be a big deluxe.
That's what I'm guessing and hoping. We'll see.
Not a lot of pictures of him in like robot mode, but that car mode, I mean, you see a little glue on it, but that's what happens with these prototypes. But yeah, I think he will definitely be a deluxe. I am guaranteed to pick up.
Yeah. Although I kind of wish maybe he had been a Porsche, just because maybe if Hasbro had the rights to the Porsche design, that means Takara would have had the rights to the Porsche design possibly, which would have mean Masterpiece Jazz was kind of in the works. Yeah. But that's a lot to infer from just one figure being legitly Porsche.
Blade Raider in the chat is saying that Jazz has a combiner peg in his chest, so he is a deluxe.
Does he? Oh. Are you? Ooh, I need to look at that then.
Well, I don't know if that's really I don't know if we have a clear picture of that, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone, because I know Warden was picking up some of the toys and showing them around to people, so different sites might have.
Yeah, some different shot. Yeah, so that may lead some credence to my theory that we're going to see other Combiner War reshells that will combine with maybe a Voyager or a Leader down the road.
I want a sideswipe. Just because.
Yeah, and you can figure on maybe a Hound, since Hound was in the vote for Power of the Primes. No reason to put him there for.
So we'd have 2 combiner capable Hounds.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not
more
saying
Hounds.
That it's impossible because he was in the vote, and typically if you're in the vote, there's a chance you'll get a toy whether you win or not. But
and now I'm thinking of Optimus Prime saying, "Release the Hounds," and like 6 different kinds of Hounds just
all combined into one giant Hound. Oh man.
All right. Okay. I gotta ask a question. Which do you think is more unexpected? Seeing the Pretenders like Skullgrin, or Beachcomber?
Beachcomber threw me off. I was kind of expecting some Pretenders callbacks, just because that's where we're getting to in terms of the Generations line moving along. It shouldn't surprise me. I feel like I'm more surprised than I should be. I just was totally taken off guard by Beachcomber. I was like, well, I never thought I'd see that. Why doesn't he have little birds?
And he can fit Titan Masters in him. So
yep. Yeah. And he is so G1. He is just so G1 Beachcomber, which is cool.
Power of the Primes, not Titan's Return, right? Because he seats a Prime Master, I think, or does he seat a Titan? Like, is he the last wave of Titan's Return or first wave of Power of the Primes? Because I don't know which was inside of him.
Well, I don't think it'll. Well, I mean, if they're gonna keep this up with the Legends class, then maybe
it could be either.
Yeah.
Really, like I'm not. I know it doesn't. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he clearly is compatible with both, so that's why I'm not sure. Is he Power of the Primes definitely or not?
Well, I'm not sure. He's just Beachcomber and he's cool, and it's nice to see him. I love that blue.
I never expected.
It's very.
I know
the
blue looks nice.
Yeah, that blue is really nice, and the Autobot Tempo looks good. The gunmetal gray doesn't look that bad. Just the standard base gray plastic doesn't look really bad against that blue. So yeah, it's nice to get more mini bots.
Yeah, I'm sure. And actually, Eric, you might have a good point, because he looks a lot less painted than the other ones. He looks almost more like plastic, like the actual plastic color. So maybe he is like a last wave Titan's Return or something.
Well, it also could be that if we're getting anyone else in that wave that has more paint on it than normal, to budget out the case, they could have got the same effect for Beachcomber just by using the blue plastics versus the paints.
Yeah. Let's see.
The panel did start, by the way. They're on movie stuff right now.
Okay.
Cogman was confirmed as Wave 4 of the last night, which everyone was scared wasn't happening. They were scared that figure was getting canceled because everyone thought it was in Wave 3. Even though it was never, ever supposed to be in Wave 3, people just weren't paying attention.
Well, also, I think a lot of people, that's why I got Megatron online is because uh, there's so much Wave One product out there.
Oh yeah.
Everyone is scared about not. It's either going to be taking forever to find it, or you're going to hope your Ross and Marshalls has a really good toy section to find some of this stuff.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem there.
That's why I'm just ordering the rest of the Last Night figures I want online, so I just don't have to deal with. I'm fine with finding other toy lines and stuff like the robots in disguise. Those are things I always hunt in the stores for.
Oh yeah.
And Titans Return I do a lot of the time too. Sometimes I get impatient and go for it online, but the movie stuff, there's a lot of stuff I actually really want from the movie line, but I'm just waiting for it online because it will get in stock online somewhere. Just have to wait. Like the Leader Class Megatron and Dragonstorm case. I'm waiting for that because I do not want a Leader Prime.
Yeah, sorry, Don. Just to go back real quick. Rob again in the chat saving us. Warden did point out that Beachcomber seats a Prime Master, so we can expect him. I
Prime
think
Master.
Power of the
Gotcha.
Prime line, so.
I thought so. I just wasn't totally sure from the pictures. It almost looked like it was one of the Titan Masters.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it, man. Oh, so much delicious stuff, and it's just. I mean, and it's nice getting to all the speculation for all those months of what's it going to do or what's this going to do or, So we've got Rodimus coming up. We're going to get other primes in there. And the thing is, we're getting Power Master. We're getting basically Buster and Hydra, which means we might get repaints of those at some point, and maybe like whatever gift sets are down the road. Maybe we'll get them as Buster and Hydra. Maybe we'll get G2 Beachcomber in green. We might get, in one set, Sea Spray in his G2 style colors. And why are you biting my foot?
It's a Massey attack. We got one.
Massey attack. Oh yeah, we are the best third party ever. We have all the good qualities of Radio Free Cybertron.
Well, I'm gonna step away for a second because I think he's out of food, so I'll be right back so I don't keep getting nibbled upon.
Yeah, feed him before he decides that.
Feed it on you before he feeds on him. Apparently, John Warden takes up to 40 minutes to transform movie masterpiece Optimus Prime. Oh God.
Warden does?
Yes. If it takes a designer 40 minutes to transform movie masterpiece Prime, what does that mean for us? Oh God.
I'd say triple it, and you probably have a good idea about how long it's going to take you.
That's not okay. Apparently, Generations is starting soon for the panel. The movie stuff just ended. Holy crap! I was looking forward to that figure, but I was like, oh, I hope that it's not too bad. But it takes one of the designers 40 minutes to transform. Oh God.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, does it really dissuade you that much?
No, I'm totally still gonna buy it. I just dread transforming it.
Well, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, exactly. By no means does it change the fact that I'm gonna buy it.
Okay, looks like Generations is up now.
Yep.
So, okay, so we have a little bit here. What else? So far, Power of the Primes looks to be that we're getting homages to Pretenders. Mm-hmm. We might be revisiting some Combiner War stuff. If those Combiner ports and pegs.
I remember a while ago, like almost a year ago at least, somewhere overseas, like it was something at a Takara panel. They kind of hinted we might be getting a Predaking or Abominus, like beast combiners. But how do you think that would fit into the price point? Or do you? Because they hinted at it, they didn't confirm it or anything, so I'm not saying, like, we're definitely going to see that. I'm just thinking, like, how does that fit in? But at the same time, how does Pretenders and Sparks and Matrixes and... It's so great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it is...
Oh,
God,
yeah.
They took all the things I was like, that would be neat. That would also be neat. Oh, that'd be neat. Too bad it's only going to be one. Nope.
Well, I mean, as far as, like, price points and stuff, I mean, hopefully this doesn't happen to Generations, but, I mean, they shifted price points for the movie toys, so if they need to change their price points around for stuff like that, apparently they're not too afraid to do it. Although I'm pretty sure they expected to have a lot more success off the movie, and therefore maybe movie toys. And like Don said, it's all pretty much just Wave 1 chilling out in the store shelves, so.
Yep, that is true. Although, you know what's moving super fast around me? The tiny turbo changers. Those, like, just sell out, like,
Yep.
in a split second.
And it's nice because everyone, you know which one you can get now because we have all the letters on the bags, so you know which ones you're getting. All right.
Also, any movie Voyager figures except Grimlock have been selling out. Like Prime, Hound, and Megatron all just gone off shelves. There's just a bunch of Grimlocks.
No, I've got plenty of Primes around where I live, so.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I can.
I have like no Primes, which I'm glad because I think it's a good figure. I think that's a really good Voyager mold of that design. Much better than the leader.
All right, Generations has begun.
Ooh.
2018 is going to be the last and final chapter of Prime Wars. We pretty much knew that. Mm-hmm. Moving as big as they can with the Prime Masters. Turn over the powers of the fan as to who would be the most powerful bot in the universe. That was probably the vote. Megatron lost out to Optimus Primal, who will bear the Matrix of Leadership. Long ago, Epic Warriors, the Primes, each has a unique power and artifact. They were legends until now. Now they're talking about Liege Maximo, Dreadwind, Prime Master, comes with a card as collectible. Oh, good. We're still getting collector's cards.
That's cool.
Sword is a weapon.
Wait, words or swords?
Sword.
Words.
Words.
Words, because it's Liege Maximo. That's why.
I totally read that as swords.
No, I knew that's exactly what I thought when I first read through it, and then I did a double take. I was like, wait a minute, that's not what it says.
Words apparently something I'm not good at, reading or saying them. So, yeah. So
go
ahead.
I hope this doesn't mean we aren't getting a Liege Maximo toy though, because I feel like that could be really cool, like really, really cool.
Well, I mean, if they're going to do 5 or 6 waves, I could see that being a leader figure down the road. I mean, they did a brawl head or a brawn head in the brawn Legends class, so.
Wait, so this is a Voyager Starscream. So we've gotten Starscream in every single price point in Generations, right?
Did we get a deluxe?
Yeah, the Fall of Cybertron. That is Generations. Still.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we have. That's interesting.
Well, you can almost say that. Yeah, you can say the same about Megatron. Because he's had Legends class. He had the deluxe class of the stealth bomber.
Although, if you want to get technical, Takara is doing that Ghost Starscream head.
Yeah.
So that's just a Titan Master.
Right.
While it's not technically the Titan Master price point, Megatron didn't get a solo head release.
So Starscream did win.
Yep. Although apparently at the panel they have some Megatron thing like monitoring it, and Megatron pointed out that there is one movie Starscream figure in this line and 11 movie Megatron figures in this line. So he won, according to Megatron. I think that's just funny.
It is.
Yeah, it's sort of amazing. I never realized until just now looking at it. The Infernicus figure reminds me so much now of Batman Beyond. I'm just now seeing that kind of look. It's like now I want it. It's like I didn't want it before, but now I kind of do want it.
I didn't want it, and then I saw the color shots like in person. I was like, oh, that's some nice paint. Kind of want that, and the head kind of looks like Death's head, just a little bit. And then I was like, oh, I saw the movie, and I was like, oh, well, I don't really like him. But then I keep looking at the toy, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy that.
Are you gonna buy Death's Head too? That's a thing.
I'm actually really excited to get a Death's Head too.
Well, at least someone on here is.
Oh, there's at least 2 of us. John is like more excited than me. He's just overwhelmingly.
Okay, remember you have to send me your address to get that scorn. So I may include a Massey attack in the box.
Why is this box moving? Ah!
I've been threatened multiple times. It's all empty threats.
Oh, you think that until the one time where it's not.
Now I know we've heard about the Masterpiece movie series for Bumblebee and Optimus coming in at Toys R Us, right? Do we know? I can't remember when they were saying, because Prime is pictured in these is pictured in the layouts.
Yeah.
But do we have an estimated arrival date?
Not that I recall, but I would imagine it's soon if they're putting them out with the other stuff.
I think so too.
But then again, remember, I mean, let's think about when the movie toys launched, or when they were supposed to launch. Wasn't it you, Don, who went into a Toys R Us and they're like, "Oh no, we're not putting these out till like a month later or something"?
Yeah, yeah. I ran into Toys R Us, and their system was telling them the movie product couldn't go out until August, which would correlate to the Mission to Cybertron stuff, because that's just now showing up.
Yep.
Like, that's what the Primus recolor is part of the Mission to Cybertron. So, but I've heard that Masterpiece Optimus does have some flaws. It does have some tolerance issues.
Wait, the Masterpiece Movie Prime?
Yeah, the new one, the MPM 04.
You missed it. We talked about something that got said at the panel whenever you stepped out for a second. They said John Warden, one of the designers, takes 40 minutes to transform it.
Wow, it's okay.
Yeah.
So that's But I've seen people in the Pacific Rim countries have already gotten it, and it's very impressive. It's definitely one, I think, between it and the Revenge of the Fallen one that you just pick up to fiddle with. Mm-hmm. That would be the one you would more sit back and fiddle with. But neither one of them are would say, "Hey, I got 5 minutes to kill." No, it's not. That's
no.
Not one of those.
All right, so we've got more in from the panel. So we have the Prime Masters, and we have their decoy suits. Skullgrin Pretender type figure there's a container for each of the Prime Masters. And let's see, then they go into Legends Beachcomber. New Minibot can hold a Prime Master in his cockpit. Let's see, they talk about, it's
Dreadwind and Blackwing.
Yeah.
The two
Although
deluxe.
I wonder if that's typed Dreadwing.
Yeah, I think they typed it wrong. I don't think that was intentional. Yeah. I could be wrong. Could be an Octone situation.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, how should I say this? Jazz G1 look for fans of the character, and then they list then they specifically list Starscream under Voyager. So yeah, Jazz.
Yes, so Jazz is a deluxe, definitely, which is great.
G1 type update for Starscream takes cues from the IDW design, which, as we know, was basically off of this. He has secret powers to be revealed.
Which XV tweeted out, which I was saying earlier. I'm pretty sure that's what has to do with the unreasonably chunky robot mode.
Yeah. If you guys see any tweets or anything you want to point out, go ahead, because I've already got 8 different things in front of me right now, trying to keep up with it all.
I'm trying to keep up too. It's with my connection. I just have Twitter and this open, and it's still slow.
And Rodimus Prime, fans will be able to evolve Hot Rod and the Rodimus Prime. So that's what Warden brought up in the video. He has parts to make a small Hot Rod and upgrade him like in the original movie, the way it was supposed to be done. So that's their take on that. Prime Master exosystems are talking about. Legends figures with larger toys that are all the way up to Legends class. And they come with loads of Easter eggs that will come up with the character reveals.
Benson Yee just tweeted out, the Cybertronians will have to unite and recruit an ancient force to defeat Trypticon. Like from San Diego Comic-Con. Do you think that ancient force is the Primes, or do you think that's like hinting at like a Titan or something? Like a Titan class figure?
Omega.
Yeah.
I mean, that just seems like, if because they've already found Metroplex, and now we've got a Decepticon counterpart to Metroplex, so it would seem to me that would be their big boy to fit the mythos. And with what we've seen revealed so far in that fan vote, Omega makes the most sense as the ancient power.
Mm-hmm. It says that Starscream's defeat triggers Titan's return, like the Titan, like literal Titans coming back to Cybertron, and Trypticon is the first Titan to return. So
Well, since his legs break off and he falls down, he's not going to be much of a threat.
Yeah, he'll be easy to take down. That won't be a problem at all.
Like, aim for the legs.
That
My
makes
1
me
week.
so sad. I don't want to
Yeah.
have to cut open my Trypticon tomorrow when I get it. Like, come on.
Well, get it out of the way. Get it done.
It's true.
And then watch that panel in the front, because either it'll be like M-Goes and it'll fall off when you just barely touch it, or it'll be like die-cast where it's so tight that it stresses the second you try to open it.
Just on a random tangent real quick.
Sure.
It's a shame that on these expensive Titans Returns Titan class figures, that small little things like hitches, pegs not connecting, that stuff you can't see everything. I understand that. But the legs breaking off, that seems like that would be one of the big things you would catch in your QC passes.
Yeah, really.
So
this is not good news. XV tweeted that, like I said earlier, Cogman is confirmed as the Last Night Wave 4, but there was also unofficially confirming that we'll probably never see it on shelves at the rate things are going.
They said that?
They unofficially said that, apparently. So like they didn't like announce that, say that's definitely happening, but it's apparently they kind of said, yeah, if things keep going this way, probably not going to see that on shelves.
Well,
which means you'll probably see it online in cases with other figures. So if you want a Cogman,
or maybe there'll be plenty of them on Hasbro Toy Shop, and it won't be hard to get there. That'd be nice.
That's true. I hope that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now also remember, Hasbro has talked about being some kind of collectors club replacement for losing fun publications. So if that's still in the work, because HasCon it's again, we've talked about this on various podcasts. It's HasCon is not replacing BotCon, but they also did say that there would be some kind of collector's experience replacing what FunPub did, and we haven't heard anything about that yet. So maybe that could be product for that by the time they're ready to announce it and get that up and running.
Real quick, Rob just pointed out in the chat that the last part there was probably more or less XV editorializing, so nothing official, but I just wanted to point that out. That
okay. I didn't know if that was something that they said there that was unofficial, or if that was actually. I still kind of agree with it.
Oh, so. XV would. He'd probably have he wouldn't editorialize unless he had a decent reason, but I just wanted Rob setting it straight there to make sure we know that nothing official was said about that. But
that's why I specifically said unofficially.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they're the ones that said that, but it's very much unofficial.
Well, if Wave 1 never leaves the shelves, where's this stuff gonna go?
Yeah, it's like we've all seen toy lines that. Well, it's like Aaron Archer said at TFCon several years ago. Your first wave gets you going. Second wave is a little bit better. Third wave hits the stride. Fourth wave is canceled. So, it doesn't surprise me that it'll be either sold to Ross, sold to Marshalls, put online somewhere, to get their money back out of the wave. So it'll be out there. It may be harder to get than we were hoping to walk out to the shelf. But I really hope this teaches them not to flood your initial wave with so much product that's the same.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Bumblebee movie, maybe they'll try something a little bit different. I don't know.
Apparently, they're making some kind of a joke about there's a Titan Master cereal, Trypticon's Titan Master Crunch, is part of a balanced breakfast. I like that. I like that a lot. Apparently, I want to say that they're handing out cereal boxes somewhere as a joke. Yeah. But also said was Titans Return will have 10 episodes at 11 minutes, at 11 each. I'm assuming that means 11 minutes each. So 10, 11-minute episodes. So that means it's just under 2 hours total, I'm guessing.
Yeah, just about.
And it's going to be coming out in November. So perfectly timed for the end of Titans Return and beginning of the new toy line.
Well, I mean, that's just keeping on track with what they did with Combiner Wars.
Which is probably a good thing that people don't. I don't think anyone saw that and was like, "Oh, this makes me really, really love Combiner Wars. Let me go out and get some of that."
Yeah.
So maybe it's not such a bad thing.
Yeah, I can imagine the Trypticon box saying, "Now full of even more screams." You know.
Oh boy.
So, I'm just trying to think here.
Yeah, they basically say that it's Titans Return is just going to pick up right after Combiner Wars, which of course makes sense. Said there was 125 million views worldwide. Okay. That's interesting considering they made the videos unavailable like almost immediately after they were done with the series.
Yeah, and on a platform no one had ever heard of before.
Yeah, because remember, go 90, because to watch videos on your phone, you want to go 90 degrees.
Is that what that means?
That's exactly what that means. Don.
I had no idea what it referred to. It's like, okay.
There's your brilliant marketing, Don.
Nice.
Wow, that was so. And I was a marketing major in college, and that was just like.
That's why I knew you'd get a kick out of it.
It's like, wow, that's really just it didn't do it. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, apparently the Trypticon cereal is a Comic-Con poster, not actual cereal boxes, but you know.
Oh. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't expect real cereal or anything, but like
No,
having collector's
yeah, but
boxes
I
would
thought
be
it was
cool.
gonna be boxes.
Or re-release. Okay, so re-release Titan Returns Trypticon with better legs and hips, and in a box it's like the cereal box. That's that. There's your HasCon exclusive, Eric. You ready for that?
Oh man, I kind of hope they don't do a HasCon exclusive Trypticon since I already bought a Trypticon. But
Right.
if they do, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. It's all chrome. It's literally made of all chrome. So it's like if you've ever seen Goldoran from the Brave series, whose all the toys are basically 50% gold chrome. When the light hits it, it will just blind you. So it's gonna be that purple chrome from Mixmaster's drum, just everywhere.
I mean, it'd be cool to look at, but not really. And
Well, like an eclipse, do not look directly at the Trypticon.
All right, so a little more about Titan's Return. Megatron's back, obviously, or as he was referred to, Sassy Megatron, because that was
he's
the
one of the voice
bright part.
actors that they kept, right?
Yes, he is returning,
Which is good because he's the one part of Combiner Wars they should keep.
Yep. Megatron just basically laughed at Optimus the whole time, like
It was great.
Let's see. They mentioned the Master Crunch cereal. Okay, SDCC exclusives, Primitive Optimus Prime, the Burning Rubber Optimus Prime with the rubber piece of tire, so they're calling that the Burning Rubber Optimus Prime.
Okay. Look out for a Sharkticon flash mob in Gaslamp District today. I hope that actually happens. I feel like it's not. Oh, they're on to Q&A. I hope someone asks something about HasCon or the Collectors Club.
I hope someone asks when we're getting an RC.
That has to be Dawn, though.
Well, that's true.
Dawn.
Can we Skype Dawn in?
Yeah.
Can we make this happen?
Oh, can you imagine the massive groan from the room? Is like, oh my God, it's him. Unfortunately, if it's not Power Ranger related, I can't manifest my Zordon persona.
Right.
I can't do that for Transformers.
So Night Sword brings up a good comment in the comments. Disappointed we're not getting John Bailey back as Prime, which I agree. Now, granted, I mean Cullen is great, but
yeah,
Bailey did a really good job.
He is a cool dude.
I'm still amazed they can get Peter Cullen for stuff like this.
I'm conflicted because it's nice to have Cullen when you can. It's a little odd, like you said, that they got Cullen, but at the same time, it's like why you gotta kick him off because he's a cool dude,
Yeah.
Well, it could have been a timing thing that John was available to do the voice because Peter was doing the movie stuff, and now that it's a movie off year, kind of, Peter's available and John isn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and actually, to be fair, I will point out because I follow John on Twitter. He is very busy right now. He just moved to LA, so he's getting a ton more voice work and stuff. So he's doing well for himself. So maybe he just. How funny would it be if John Bailey wasn't available? So then they went to go get Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
It's like, well, we can't get John. Who are we gonna get? I mean, this Cullen guy. Do you think he's gonna? Do you think it's gonna be it?
Well, I mean, you know, I hope at one point they just start rotating between all the people that have done Prime voices. So one day you'll get Gary Chalk, one day you'll get David Kay, one day you'll get Neil Kaplan, and it's you'll never know what Prime it is because they keep changing the voice actors, just just to keep it interesting.
Well, and actually, I kind of would like to. I'd like Neil Kaplan to take over as like movie Prime, just because it's so clear this is such a different Optimus Prime in the movies. Now, granted, maybe they reboot and make it G1. Who knows? But it'd be nice. It'd be nice. And nothing against Peter Cullen. He's great, but not every Optimus Prime has to be, the same voice really, especially when the characters are so different from each other. So I'd be okay with that.
Right. Or something to keep it a little bit fresh and different. But I mean, with the budget they're on, there's probably not much you can do to get that kind of creative.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like they're posting any of the questions and answers just yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. By the way, small little thing. This isn't necessarily Transformers, but Linkin Park did do music for some of the Transformers movies. The lead singer, Chester
Benfield.
Yeah, he died.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was a suicide. So
wow.
not nice, but
they did for the first 2 movies, I think, music.
3.
The first
it
3.
was I forget. Iridescence, the one for the 3rd movie, that wasn't as big of a hit because it's more of a sad song.
Oh, the one for the 2nd movie I loved actually. That was one.
Yeah, New Divide.
Yes. That's sad. I'm actually a pretty big Linkin Park fan, so.
Yeah, same.
That's crappy.
Yeah.
It's the sound wave was kind of lame, but there was a few of the songs I liked.
Right. Yeah, the whole Soundwave thing, that was. So, okay, since we're not seeing any questions and answers yet right now, what would be a question, if you were there, what would be a question you'd ask? I mean, Don, we know what you might ask, but is there another one you could think of?
Okay. I would probably ask about the whole Titan situation. Why we're not seeing some of these recolors like no Metro Titan, or it just seems like in general characters that have repaint potential from years in the past we've never seen any repaints of. Was it because there was nowhere to work them in? Was it because you didn't have exclusives?
I think it's too. My guess would be that it's too. They thought those things were too obscure to be like Comic-Con exclusives, because you want to have something that people who are going to the Comic-Con that might not be hardcore Transformers fans, you want to appeal to everyone, so you get the biggest sales. It would be my guess. So that's why they want to go with the most notable character. But like, why don't they release more than one a year? I don't know. I don't see I'm guessing they just couldn't fit it in. But I understand why they don't do SDCC Metro Titan or G2 Devastator, is because probably Metroplex after Fall of Cybertron would have sold a lot more because there were people that weren't Transformers fans that really liked that game.
Hey, I got breaking news here.
Devastator.
Sorry. The first question was Headmaster RC. The answer was look for something in Power of the Prime.
Didn't they say that with Titan Return, though, in all fairness?
Yeah.
Did they say with Titan Return? They just say coming soon.
Okay, they just said in the future, but...
Well, they told me when I asked, in about a year and a half, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Is what they told me then, and that would have been, I guess, maybe Generations RC. Maybe I don't know. So at this point, I'm just going to wait and see. But it's nice. So whoever asked that, thank you for thinking of me, even if you probably didn't think of me. Thank you anyway. So I appreciate that.
Well, I mean, it was just it's just a synopsis, but the question says Headmasters are almost done. Where's RC? So You're not the only one who's thinking it, Don. That's for sure.
I appreciate it.
Then the question was asked, any plans for Elita 1? Answer was some tricks up our sleeve. Stay tuned. There's your "you'll be happy in the future" type answer.
Yeah, which could well be a remold, recolor of the Generations RC version.
Yeah. Will Masterpiece Dinobot be offered in the USA? Answer was stay tuned. There's nothing to keep it out of the USA, but
We don't even have a Masterpiece Primal in the USA yet, do we?
No. But I was figuring they would be revealing some of the holiday exclusives unless they're saving that for HasCon. But I brought this up on RFC that would that being announced at HasCon be too late for as notification going into the fourth quarter at that point? Whereas announcing it now and getting the orders out to the manufacturers would seem to make more sense. But we haven't heard anything either way.
Apparently, they just said, "Are we going to get a Decepticon bludgeon?" They said, "Stay tuned with the decoy suits." So stay tuned. So I'm guessing that means, yeah, we're getting one because it's the Little Pretenders.
yeah.
I'm guessing. So we'll get one at that small price point is what I'm guessing. Any plans for Decepticons in the Masterpiece movie line? Said, with such good reception, with lots of great villains, that's all they can say. So probably.
Well, okay, that's all I can say, but so are they also now saying that Barricade isn't happening? Because that was supposedly confirmed.
Yeah, I was going to say, Barricade's been rumored. I feel like this is them saying, we can't say yet. Like, I don't think that was really a... I don't think that was really a denial or a yes.
The only problem is, though, villains don't sell that well in Japan.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how Decepticon villains would be in the movie line versus the Autobots, but there is that. So
I feel like Barricade's a solid one to go for, though, because a lot of people really like the Barricade with Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily people like Barricade on his own. It's just like everyone likes to have the Barricade and Bumblebee together.
Yeah, and I don't see them doing what they did before and importing, say, this leader, Night Megatron, and making him part of the Masterpiece. I don't see them doing that to fill in the slot.
Mm-mm. Plus, they said that Masterpiece movie figures are all going to be based on their first appearance in the movie. So, like, movie 1.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So I don't think they'd go last night yet. They asked, any plans to do other combiners? They hear fans and ask us to stay tuned.
Well, if there's combiner ports in some of the figures.
That's very true. Any plans for Starscream mold? Lots of cool things in store. Stay tuned.
It's like, well, he is officially our new Bumblebee, so yeah.
I wonder if lots of cool things in store means Thundercracker and Skywarp, or does that mean anything else too?
It probably means Thundercracker and Skywarp.
That's what I'm thinking, but it would be cool if it meant more. Siege on Cybertron, will there be more for sale? Probably going to be BBTS exclusive. That sucks because I still don't have a pre-order.
I got my pre-order, so.
I'm sorry, who was that again? You faded out there for a second.
The Siege on Cybertron set.
The Siege on Cybertron set.
Okay.
Big Bad Toy Store. They were asking if there was going to be more available. And they said that's probably just going to stay a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, which sucks because I still don't have a pre-order, which bothers me.
Well, I will say this. I've heard a lot of people talking about this over the past few months when all these sets were announced. If you don't mind getting bits and pieces, most everyone that I've talked to, either locally that are collectors or online, I don't think anyone's keeping the full set. Everyone is piecing out something from that set.
Yeah.
So, I want the full set, though. I don't want to have to go through the effort of getting one from everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the one person that does want it all, and I'm the one who didn't get a pre-order.
Well, and for anyone who might be watching this and has a pre-order, but now you're not sure you want it for one reason or another, don't cancel. Contact Eric. At Aramis Prime on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I'm
sure something can be worked out. Don't gouge him. Just,
please.
Basically, just say you'll change your address, the shipping address, to him if he pays you or something. But, tell your friends if they don't want their Siege on. I want mine, so I'm going to be selfish and keep mine, and Eric won't get it. But I mean, really, the only thing I'd get rid of the Titan Master if somebody wanted it, and I don't really have any affinity for Pounce, so I don't really need to keep Pounce either. So I might sell.
Really, you don't want the set of clones? Oh, I'm surprised they didn't announce the price point for the clone, the 2-pack, the Walgreens exclusive. I feel like that's something that they should have done here, if that's coming out soon.
Wasn't it 20?
I don't think that's ever been confirmed.
I think some people.
Well,
okay.
Wait, at Walgreens? Like, people have found it at Walgreens? I've seen it overseas. People have been buying it, ordering it online.
Overseas then, okay.
I could be wrong.
Well, I just know I've seen some people put pictures of them getting it on Twitter, but yeah, if it's not, if it's overseas, then. Mm-hmm. But I'd heard 20, but maybe not.
That's my guess too, because I think it's gonna be Marvel Legends / Star Wars Black Series size box. So I'd guess that's what they go for, especially since Legends class figures are about $10 a piece. It's a 2-pack. I'm not saying they're the size of a Marvel Legends.
Right.
Well, let's see.
I'm saying the box would be.
Well, using Voyager Megatron as just a stand-in for Voyager. Yeah, you could get 2 of these in a deluxe.
Because we've seen the box and it has them pretty close together, so I feel like it's around that size at least. And that by no means does that necessarily mean that if it's that size, it has to be $20. But that would be my guess, since Legends are usually $10 a pop, and it's going to be around that size, which Walgreens tends to like stocking. So
yeah, but again, it's also Walgreens, so may not be quite that cheap.
No.
Yeah, I'm guessing 24 is what I'm guessing as an MSRP.
I don't think that's unreasonable either, though.
Yeah, I got Brainstorm for 20 online, so
yeah. Well, it's like I stopped by Walgreens near Acme Comics in Greensboro when I was down there visiting. I know the owner of Acme Comics in Greensboro, and I stopped by the Walgreens. They still had 4 Brainstorms on the shelf, and they were $18.99. And their rescue bot figures at Walgreens is $12.99. So if Rescue Bots is the same thing as a Legends class figure, 24 is about what I'm expecting for a 2-pack.
Or they'll just say screw it and go $30 and be like, what?
Wait, so you said they still have Brainstorms at your Walgreens?
Yeah, near the comic book shop near my aunt's. Yeah, there's still like 3 or 4 of them there.
You should have some Canadian fans out. There's some Canadian people I've been hearing saying they want some because they don't have Walgreens.
Well, I've talked to a few folks. It's just the shipping up there would make it more than that's
more than it's worth it. Yeah.
Well, unless you're smuggling stuff over the border, there's really no cheap way to help our Canadian friends.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of my best friends lives in Australia, and he can go to his local store and get as many Trypticons you can possibly want.
Yep.
But at the Australian currency conversion, they're $250 US.
Yeah.
What you gonna do with them? You can't do anything with them.
I mean, you could ask Diecast.
Australia's not. Yeah. Australia's not Taobao. Australia's close to Taobao, but not the same thing.
Oh, I'm just saying he's not gonna have a problem spending lots of money. That's what I was implying.
All right, so that was the last questions from the panel. Let's see. I think about news-wise, we're pretty much wrapped up. So just as a recap here, we're coming up on 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, Don, are you going to be on RFC tonight? I mean, those other people, those other the competition.
Depending on any summer weather phenomena, I plan on being on.
Okay, so how about a recap? From what we saw basically this morning, because the panel didn't really review anything extra. Like, there was no surprise or anything. I thought maybe they would have, like, when they had, like, Sentinel Prime at the panel, but you hadn't seen him beforehand or something. Or maybe
I thought they'd have something saved. But
yeah, so from what we saw, go ahead, Eric, first. What did you like the most?
My favorite would probably be the fact that the leader classes have the Matrix and the power-up mode. Like, the leader class gimmick, which they said is, John Warden said is kind of like the bright point of the gimmick for the line, that he thinks that's the best example. I think it is too. I think the leader classes are all going to be extremely solid like molds and toys. I just think they're all gonna be really, really good. So I think not necessarily like Rodimus Prime looks great.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the gimmick as a whole, that idea that we know what we're getting now, I think that's the coolest part for me, at least.
Cool. Don, what you got?
I would probably say Rodimus, of course, is a very sort of quasi expected, but turned out to be really nice. I'm just saying the amount of different characters being offered in the lower price points. You got Power Master characters, you got Pretender characters, you got G1 characters, you got IDW characters. There's the theme of the entire first wave reveals is basically don't expect nothing when you've got all these different characters from all these different generations floating around in the same wave. So that's what I'm excited about, is the variety that we're seeing. And also what you're talking about, Eric, about the inner workings working with everything. Mm-hmm. It's also nice that there's some variance. It's not just plugging a head across all size classes. Sometimes it's a head, or sometimes it's the spark. Sometimes it's on the buckler as the shield. Sometimes it's part of the matrix. So it's interconnected, but it's a little bit different with each size class, which keeps up some variety there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's simple. I just really like that Jazz. I can't wait to get my hands on a new Jazz. It's going to be pretty cool. I did see in the chat way back, so I can't call it out right now. I guess he is kind of based off what could be a Porsche, like a more sporty racing type of Porsche. So, I mean, obviously it's not like an officially licensed one, but they might have at least gone off it a little bit. But so yeah, I'll be excited to see that. I am excited to see like the deluxe characters with the armor and stuff. I'm pumped to see what that's all going to look like. So I'll be happy when they can reveal that. And I'm assuming that by tonight they'll have some official images out. So
yeah,
be able
hopefully.
to see some fun stuff. And yeah, and the Prime Masters, you know, basically the Pretender shoutouts, they look pretty cool. So I'm happy with what we got. And I'm excited for, I guess we'll start seeing this probably early next year.
I think they said spring of 2018 is what they were
I thought they said about Titan's Return, but they still came out a little before that.
Yeah, exactly. They came around like Christmas.
Yeah.
It was almost when some of the first wave hit. Wait, or was it? Was it? No, that was Combiner Wars that did that. Didn't Titan's Return come out actually like summer?
Maybe it was a little later, yeah.
It was, because I remember it came out near almost July, because I got them all around my birthday. So my birthday is in July. I saved the entire first wave, every single price point for that day. I waited a little later than most people, but only a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, actually, yeah, because the last winter, the Combaticons were starting to show up in my stores, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have one question, though.
Sure.
Why do you guys think last year we didn't get a Transformers toy panel, right? There was like a Hasbro toy panel, I think it was last year, where there's a Hasbro panel, and so we got a little bit of Transformers stuff there, and there were Transformers panels, but not specifically a Transformers like toy panel.
I think I remember that, yeah.
Why did we get this one? Why would they take that out last year and then put it back in this year when you have HasCon? Like, if anything, it would make sense to flip it. Like, have it whenever you don't have HasCon, but then HasCon is this year, so why not leave it out if you already did when you have HasCon? It's just a curious thing. I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering.
I would say since it's a movie year, you'd still want to at least mention movie toys at Comic-Con. Plus, they have the Titans Return show coming up, so there's a little bit more to touch on there. Yeah, it really doesn't. I think what you're getting at, Eric, is there's not going to be a whole lot at HasCon for them to really talk about or reveal, it seems.
Yeah, I feel like it's just some more Wave 1, probably.
Yeah.
If there is any more Wave 1.
Right, and I mean, we can speculate till we're blue in the face why that is. Now, if you go to HasCon and it's half empty, maybe you'll know why, but cause I'm sure they have an idea of what advanced ticket sales look like and things like that, but I don't know. Any thoughts, Don, or?
It's at this point, I think HasCon is so up in the air about getting things finalized from their standpoint that they're just going to announce because San Diego is such a known it's a known commodity, a known quantity of the kind of press they can get. So that's why we're not seeing probably more than what we're seeing now. Is there will be some that'll be more ready for HasCon reveals, but they're also getting all the people amped up for the end of Titan's Return and the beginning of Power of the Primes. So that's my theory: is they don't know how HasCon's going to go, so that they don't put all their eggs in one basket, and also take advantage of the visibility that San Diego offers.
It's true.
30 in the chat is pointing out that there's going to be a Transformers Magic the Gathering card. So there's that too.
Wait, what?
At HasCon. A Transformers Magic card, it says.
I did not know that.
So will there be a Yu-Gi-Oh card that does the exact same thing, just called something different?
Sure.
I'm just surprised that they didn't make any HasCon announcements at San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I feel like that would have been a good place to promote your own convention. Like, hey, all you people that are here for this franchise you like, we're having a convention later.
Well, they might not can with the rules of. I mean, because you're promoting your convention as someone else's convention. So there might be rules against that.
That's true.
As part of the bylaws you have to follow by being an exhibitor, but that doesn't mean they can't have stuff on the table. They can't broadcast it, or they can't promote it like, with flares and bonfires and stuff like that. But they can have little things on their table that would spread the word that way. So it could be just a rule that you can't, because there's tons of conventions left at the end of the year for a lot of places in the U.S., but you never hear about them at San Diego.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm guessing it's probably a rule or something. You can't do that.
I was kind of expecting a HasCon exclusive Transformer product reveal, though, because you'd be allowed to do that since it is a product. You're just saying it's exclusive there. Just like, you reveal an exclusive box set for Big Bad Toy Store or something. It's just like, you can only get it through this means, because they said that it's been announced that there's going to be a HasCon exclusive Transformers product. So I expected that announcement here, but we obviously didn't get that. So who knows?
Probably look for it maybe a couple weeks before, just like the exclusives for this rolled out about a month ago, maybe a month before.
Part of me wonders if it's just going to be the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives reused again, but that's total speculation. There's no reason for me to think that.
So, all right, gentlemen. Well, I think we've covered pretty much all of it. And like I said, there'll be plenty of more talk of everything, and I'm sure they'll have official pictures tonight. I'd like to thank Headmaster Don for coming on with us. Eric and I had this idea to do a nice little third-party stream, and then Brian gave us his blessing. But really happy to have someone from the main cast come on, especially someone who's been in this for as long as you. That's not a comment in your age, Don, I swear. But no, thank you so much for coming on.
No, not a problem. It's always glad to be on any podcast anyone needs me, because I'm that desperate for something.
I know the feeling.
He's our stolen IP.
That's right. And of course, it was good to talk to my. It was good to talk to my friend Eric here for an hour and a half or so as well. So maybe someday we'll do some other fun stuff here. And as much as we're joking, thank you, Brian, for letting us do this. This was a total blast.
Yeah.
We're still going to try to steal as much of RC as we can, though. We're coming for you.
Oh yeah.
Just don't.
It's a war. It's a war that you can't win.
Hey, I'm Switzerland. I'm a neutral party here. Don't drag me into this.
Oh, that's fine. But if we get Massey on our side, we've won.
Yeah, but I've got the opposable thumbs and the cans of food, so
that's it. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out here on the stream, and look for Brian and the rest of the crew back here tonight. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care, everybody.
See ya.